Hello lovelies! So I wanted to do another sort of chatty update type video. Hopefully that whole third time's a charm saying is right, because this is the third time I've tried to do this, but every time it kind of went wrong. I'd ramble too much, or I would rant, or just I didn't like it. So I am trying again, and I have like more things to talk about now than the last two times I tried to record this anyway. So yeah, there's so much I want to tell you and not enough time. So the very first thing I'm going to mention is A, so I don't forget, and B, because it's important because I need you guys to leave a comment and help us with something. So you probably noticed I said us. I am going to do a whole actual proper video on it, talking about it in more detail when it's closer to completion. I'm sorry, that was all very cryptic. Basically, I am doing a collaboration with Avelina De Moray, and if you haven't seen her or her channel, she has a YouTube channel and she also does like a million other things. She's this incredibly multi-talented person, and one of the things she's been doing recently is handbags, like clutch bags, with different gothy YouTubers and social media people, like basically bags as a collaboration between her and them to sort of, you know, create something that represents that, if you know what I mean. That's what we're doing. So we're working on the design right now. I kind of sent her roughly my idea, she sent me like roughly her idea, and now we're trying to sort of like mash those two together to make like the finished design. That's all very exciting. But that will all be coming much later. So before I ask you the question that I need to ask, I'm just gonna quickly say that, as I say, the clutch bags, I believe they all come with removable straps, so you can use it as a clutch or you can use it as an actual little bag. 100% vegan, ships from Australia, will retail for about $120, and I believe there will be like payment plans available for anyone who wants it but can't pay like one chunk up front. Which is really cool. So yeah, those are like some basic details, but as I said, don't worry, there will be a whole video with so much more information when it's time. The question for you guys is, we cannot decide on a color for the inside of the bag, which I know to some people probably doesn't matter, but like, you know, I want every little detail of this to be perfect. So I have 4 colors in mind, 2 of which I'm leaning way more towards purely for the fact that I think it fits the theme of what I'm going for this bag better, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then 2 are colors that I really like, but they don't fit the theme as well. So the theme that I really want to go for this, with the sort of overall design and shape, is graveyards, cemeteries, and like memento mori type stuff. Because I just feel like whenever I first spoke to her about possibly collaborating, 5 million ideas entered my head. You guys know I have so many interests, and I was like, oh, am I ever gonna put it together in one bag? But after some thinking, I like really settled on that. I'm really happy with that theme. So the colors are, so the 2 colors that I think will fit that thing better are either like a dark, like, well, medium sort of gray satin, you know, sort of like fit the whole sort of cemetery theme, you know, like there's a lot of gray in that, or like a really mossy, like golden green type satin. I'm gonna be putting pictures here to sort of give a rough idea of the color I mean. So like a really mossy graveyard green, I think would be really nice, because again, it would go with that theme. And then the other 2 colors would be like a very muted dusty rose baby pink, so not like pastel baby pink, but like a sort of more toned down version. Like a wilted rose, so I guess that could fit the theme as well. Or like a really, really deep, dark blood vampire red, which usually for like pretty much everything, you guys know how much I love red. I find it hard to stray from red in my makeup, which I did today. I experimented a bit, but I find it so hard to stray away from red because I do really love red. But for some reason, just for this theme, I'm not as drawn to that, so I don't know. That's where you guys come in. Leave a comment down below with the color that you think would be best. If you have like a different idea for a color you think would be better than those, feel free to leave it. But yeah, we're trying to figure it out, and I would love input from you guys. I have forgotten all of the things I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, one thing I want to briefly, hopefully briefly, you know I ramble, it'll probably be 10 minutes later when I'm done talking about this. I'm going to be as brief as I can. I want to briefly talk about is, so YouTube is kind of screwed right now. If you follow like a lot of big YouTubers, you've probably heard about it. If you don't, you might not have. If you don't know, mainstream media, so like TV, magazines, news, all of that, they hate YouTubers. They really, really hate YouTube and YouTubers. I don't know if it's because they're threatened or what it is, but it's like a well-known fact at this point that they don't like us. So yeah, a lot of sort of different news outlets and stuff started really nitpicking and digging and attacking YouTube and finding all these little issues. They were finding that ads were running next to like really inappropriate videos, like videos with the N-word and stuff in the title, like awful things like that, which is definitely a problem. But basically what happened is all of that happened after the joke. Like I said, it just spiraled out of control and it, like set off this whole series of events, and a lot of big advertisers got really spooked. They freaked out, started pulling all of their adverts off of YouTube, and basically that means YouTubers aren't really making as much money, and it is scary because I do this as a job. This is my only source of income. I don't get help from my parents, I don't get help from anywhere, I don't have another job. Like the only money that I make at all is from YouTube, like 100%. I pay my rent with YouTube, I pay my bills with YouTube, I pay for food with YouTube. That's the only thing I have. And it was already tough for me. I've kind of briefly touched on it eventually. I still haven't done the video about it, but basically being a goth YouTuber is tough because a lot of YouTubers basically make a lot of their money through brand deals. So companies be like, hey, you know, we see that you like our product. Would you like to show our product in a video, and we'll give you money to do that and stuff. And that's a really great way for people to make money. That's where YouTubers make most of their income from a lot of the time. I don't, because so many brands are just totally put off by the whole goth thing. They really are. And I'm not guessing that. I've been told that. I have literally been offered less money because I'm goth, and like, you know, I've been told that because I might damage their brand. I've been completely rejected for things that my friends have been put forward for, because again, my alternative lifestyle is not brand safe, and those are actual words that have been used. So I get turned down for all this work that all my other friends get, or else I get offered way less money. And you know, these companies can do that. They're allowed to do that. There's nothing I can do about it. So I was already making a lot less money than a lot of my friends who are at the same sort of level as me, which is frustrating for me. It's frustrating for my friends. We're all very bothered about it, but not much you can do. So I was relying a lot more on the advertising revenue from YouTube, so from adverts playing on videos. But now these advertisers have pulled out their adverts, and like seriously, across, I mean, there's my channel, there's our gaming channel, and there's Jake's channel, and all of them, the revenue has went boof, like it has just dropped. And it's like that for a lot of people, and it's so scary. Like before, you know, if I uploaded a video, like whenever you do YouTube, you have like a little sort of series of line charts, so you know, you can see like views and revenue and watch time and stuff. And before, you know, it would all be pretty uniform. I would upload a video, there'd be like a little spike in views, and there would also be a little spike in revenue. Now there's a little spike in views and there is no spike in revenue, and that is so scary. So yeah, just to let you guys know what's going on there, it is definitely rocky, it's scary, you know, no one's really sure what's going to happen. YouTube is saying this is temporary, but a lot of people are saying there's no way they're going to be able to fix this anytime soon and like gain the trust of the advertisers back, although they are trying really hard to, and it's just a mess. So yeah, like I was relying quite a lot on advertising, but honestly the biggest sort of thing that supports me is my Patreon. And I say it at the end of every video, and I think it gets just to the point where people don't really listen, you know, it's like, comment, subscribe, no one really pays attention to that, and now it's the same, you know, check me out on Patreon. I'm sure a lot of people hear that and haven't even once, like, you know, looked to check and even see what Patreon is. So I'm just really quickly, I promise, I'm just going to quickly touch on what Patreon is and then move on. And if you want to check me out on there and consider supporting me, now would be the perfect time. And I want to stress though that like, if you can't, or like if it would put any like stress on your own situation, then don't. Like, I don't want to be a burden. It's the sort of thing of like, hey, if you know, if you have that sort of like that available and you want to help support this channel, then go for it. So Patreon is basically a service where you can tip your favorite creators. So like YouTubers, artists, you know, like people who do comics and stuff. There's so many different creative people on Patreon, and it's so cool. And you can go on there and tip them. And the way it works for my one specifically is you can go and pledge a certain amount of money per video. So you could, like, as little as $1. I'm like, a lot of people feel like, you know, oh, $1 won't help. It really does, it adds up, you know? So the way it works is you pledge per video. So say you pledge $1 per video, but you don't want to spend more than $5 a month on my Patreon. What you can do is set the $1 per video, but then you can set a limit of $5. Or, you know, if you're big bucks, you can set $100 per video and $500 per month. You know what I mean, you get the idea. You can set it to like whatever you want it to be. Excuse me. So that's how Patreon works. So if you wanted to support on there, that would be amazing. I think at the minute we have somewhere roughly around 90 patrons, which is amazing. my goal is to try to get that up to 150 people. If I could get like 150 people supporting me on Patreon, that would be like my first big goal, and that would be really exciting. So that is my aim. So if you want to come join the family, do. I haven't really got any rewards set up in Patreon. The reason for that is mostly because most people who go on Patreon to support others, they never seem to really care about the rewards. They just seem to be there purely, you know, to support their favorite creators. And not to gain anything. So a lot of the time when you set for rewards, no one even actually really claims them. So I haven't done anything of that sort. But if there is anything that you would like to see on my Patreon, like as a supporter on there, if there's something you'd like me to be doing for people who support me on there, leave ideas of comments and stuff, because if it's something people really want and it's something that I can do, then I'm happy to do it. But like I said, I just haven't really known what to do, and then the few times I've tried to sort of set things up, no one's really seemed to care. So I don't know. But yeah, if there's anything you really want to see from me on Patreon, then do let me know, because that would be awesome. Next very exciting thing that I am so happy about, I have had this ready for since before Christmas. I know that much. I've been working on this for a long time, and it's finally ready to go out to you guys, and that is that I have a new merch design. So this is the design. Oh, let me move these little tassels. So I'm so happy with this design. I am really pleased with how it's turned out, and this is going to be available in my merch store from the 20th of April until the 14th of May. So this is available right now for a limited time, and you know, we'll see how it goes and everything. But yeah, so right now this is definitely a limited edition type thing, and it is a, oh my goodness, it's falling off the hanger. It's a death head moth, and it has toxic tears across the wing and little keys and little beady bits, and it wasn't entirely intentional, but it's kind of like a mixture of a lot of my tattoos, because you have the keys, like at the key on my wrist, you've got these like little beady designs like the ones around the frame on my thigh, and then although it's a different type of moth, you have the moth here like the moths I have in the back of my thighs. Those are Brahmin moths. This is a death head moth, but still it is very much like a combination of things I like and kind of a combination of my tattoos, and I just think it's so cool, and I was so happy whenever I came up with this. So this is what it looks like. It's in the same sort of quality as my other merch which I've shown. This is the hoodie. I have a t-shirt here somewhere, but I don't know where I've put it because I am in the middle of reorganizing my closet and cleaning up my room, and I have different piles of clothes that need to be like hung up and stuff, and I ran out of coat hangers and I ordered more and I have to wait for those, so I'm not sure where I've put it. But there's a t-shirt, and I will post a picture of the t-shirt as well. I've been posting it on Instagram and everything, but yeah, this is the hoodie, so it shows anyway, it's the same design. I think there are also going to be vest tops and such. It's the weekend, so I can't check until Monday, but I will put a, well, you'll see it on the website. There's going to be a few things with this design that you can check out. Super fun, and yeah, I'm just really happy about it, because like the thing with my merch is, like, even when it does have, you know, my username on it, like it says Toxic Tears on it, I don't want it to just be like, you know, YouTuber merch. Like, I'm very limited in what I can do. There's only certain like products I can put out, but I really do want it to be sort of like a brand. I don't want Toxic Tears to just be me. I want Toxic Tears to also be like, you know, this brand, so that people can wear this without feeling like they're, you know, just sort of like wearing YouTuber merch. You know, I want to create like cool designs that people can wear. So yeah, I just thought this was really cool. I hope you like it. I really hope that you check it out, and I don't know, I'm just excited. I don't know what else to say. I actually have like loads of merch plans. I think I've figured out a lot of different merch things and launches and stuff right up until like July or August. So I've been like busy behind the scenes with stuff like this, and this is the newest design, and I just, things like prices and shipping information and like sizes and all of that are on the website. Like every time I release merch, people will be like, how much is it? I'm like, if you click the link and go to the website, it will tell you how much it is, you know, because like it depends what you're getting and stuff, and I am fairly certain we ship more or less worldwide, unless you live somewhere really bizarre that like can't get post for some crazy reason. It should ship to you. Next up is, I have been really trying to sort of reorganize my bedroom. I might at some point, whenever it is suitably done, do a room tour. We got a big chest of drawers. If you watch my boyfriend's vlogs, I'll put a link in the description to his channel. He like does like roughly daily vlogs, so you get to see a lot of our life there. Me in makeupless I would say glory, but that would be a lie. But yeah, just like all of what we're doing, and you would have seen that we were spray painting a big old chest of drawers from IKEA. Those are done, they're set up in my room now. I've finally, all my makeup is organized, guys. You know the way I just had boxes of makeup everywhere and everything was a mess and I couldn't find anything? It's all so nicely, neatly organized, and it's so exciting to me. I spent like a whole day like organizing it into little sections and stuff, and it's like, oh, and then see, now I'm experimenting a bit more because everything is like nicely laid out and I can do that. So yeah, that's exciting. And then like, you know, I'm sort of putting like, I have like a drawer for like hair stuff, and yeah, I'm slowly filling that up, and that's all very exciting. Next step for that sort of corner where it is I want to get a TV above it. We technically have 2 TVs downstairs, but one of them is broke. So like our main TV broke, and it is possible that it might be able to get repaired, but we couldn't wait for it to be repaired because we had to do MEG and stuff, and it was like a whole big disaster, so we actually ended up getting a new TV and we got help for that, so that was great. But now the other TV that's broken is still there, but it might be able to be fixed, so if we can fix it, then one of those TVs is going to go in the bedroom, which is great because I can watch movies in bed, which I love. And then I want to get some shelves up either side of the TV, and then a big one across the like top sort of near the roof to put like all my plushies and stuff on because they're kind of homeless right now. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And I have like, I've kind of changed up the background a little bit. I moved all the sort of like fancier books off the windowsill because it's starting to get really sunny here now in the mornings, and the sun just blasts that window and I don't want them getting bleached. So those books have been moved kind of over on top of the chest of drawers for the minute. Hopefully they'll go on some shelves once I get shelves up. I've just got still some of the books over there, the ones that I'm not really too worried about getting bleached or anything. And then I've got a little pitcher plant right there in that skull. Right there. So he's living on the windowsill getting plenty of sun, and yeah, it's all just very exciting. Oh, and I got a new sheet for my bed. I don't know if you can see it. It's like grey, like satin, and I love satin sheets, and I got satin pajamas, so I've just been slipping around all over the place. But yeah, I am trying really hard to... I'm sorry if you could hear Hoover in there. I'm like really oblivious to things like that until I watch it back. Like planes also. All these noises I typically don't hear while I'm recording, and I watch the video back and it's so loud and I'm like, So yes, I've been trying to sort out the bedroom, trying to organize stuff. As I say, I am reorganizing the closet and trying to get that a bit sorted out, because like we got like almost perfect, but then there was like a bunch of our stuff still that hadn't been sorted through, and like it was kind of just in a pile on the floor and stuff, and it never got sorted, so I'm dealing with that. I got vacuum pack bags to store some more stuff, and I'm like organizing frenzy right now. I am trying. I don't like cleaning, but I do like organizing. Like seriously, even like whenever we get food deliveries, I organize like all the food really perfectly and all the cupboards in the fridge and everything, and then Jake like goes and makes food and like ruins my organization, and I'm like So, but yeah, I love like putting things in like the little places. I so badly want a bigger house. Like I really, really do. Like, you know, this place is cute and all, and it's cozy, but there's not enough space. I'm sure I've complained about that before. I probably complained about it in the last video, but yeah, it's just becoming more and more clear that I need like a space, like a room to do my things and stuff, like painting, because like I don't paint as much as I'd like because I have to go and find all the stuff, and I have to like bring it all out and clear space, move furniture, like, you know, so I have everything set out, like get all the bits and pieces, and it's just like too much hassle, so then I end up not painting. And it's things like that. And so like I got a sewing machine, but it's really awkward to like set it up anywhere, so I haven't really used it yet, and I'm like, I just need like a project room where I can have everything always set up and go and do things and be artistic and creative and do the thing I want to do. Because like I've said before, like setting up things and moving things, like if I want to do something, I don't want to spend like an hour trying to set up the area to do it. I just want to do it whenever inspiration strikes. So yeah, the size of this house is driving me crazy, absolutely insane. So, but I mean, with it, like YouTube dying, we're not gonna be moving somewhere bigger anytime soon, I guess. I've seriously developed like a dust allergy or something in the past like couple of years, because like out of nowhere my nose will just get so unbearably itchy that I want to rip it off and throw it across the room, and that's what's going on right now, and I'm just like, oh, why? I might have just magically changed appearance, or it might have been a case of the camera battery died and my eyelash is annoying the crap out of me because it's sitting weird. The camera battery died, and then I put it on charge, but it took forever to charge, and by the time it was done our friend had arrived and we had to record MEG all day, and then by the time all of that was finished and over, it was 3 o'clock in the morning and I was exhausted and my makeup had melted off of my face. So yeah, I don't actually know what's wrong with my eyelash. It looks normal whenever I look at it in the mirror, but there it looks stupid and it's annoying me. Okay, so yes, I am back to finish this video. I'm sorry if I seem a bit low energy, like, being entirely honest, like my mood is still kind of all over the place. It's up and down a lot, and today unfortunately is like a down day. Today's a really down day. Like I am not doing well at all today. But I'm hoping doing this video, and like I'm not going to talk about that because this is not a woe is me video. This is just like, hey, here's what I've been doing. Oh yeah, so hopefully by doing this and talking about fun things I will perk up a little bit towards the end, but it might just be a bit slow going because I'm just, oh. I really wish I'd managed to record this the other day, except like the other day the other day I was actually having like a really good day and I had everything planned because like I would really like to become like a morning person. I would love to be one of those like morning people. I'm very much not. Like not even a little bit. Like honestly, it's so bad that if I get up really early I feel physically sick. Like that's no exaggeration. Like if I get up early in the morning I feel like I'm gonna throw up for a long time. I don't know why, I just don't cope well with it. But I'd love to be a morning person, so like I set myself up this plan. There's like a night plan and a morning plan of like how I'm going to be like a motivated early morning person. And I did that for one day and it was going really well. Like I got up at 7, which for me is super early because I usually don't wake up till like 11, which I know is awful, I hate that. But I got up at 7 and for like the first 20 minutes or even probably only like 10 minutes I felt like death and I was like, this is awful, why am I doing this? But then like after like sort of, you know, the first 10 to 20 minutes and like, you know, I got up and I was doing stuff and I was washing my face and brushing my teeth. I was actually like bouncing around the house. I had my music on and I was bouncing about and I was full of energy. I was like, this is great. And I got all like my little list of things I had to do done. I stayed completely off social media. I was like, I'm not gonna go on because like that's like the first thing I do in the morning. I check my phone to see what time it is and I see all my little social media notifications, and there's usually at least one thing that bothers me or stresses me out or upsets me. Like there's usually at least one thing on there. It's just something unpleasant, and you know, it's not a good way to start your day, is waking up and the first thing that's in your face is something awful. And it is just because I always check the time. I'm like, oh god, what time is it? And then I see it and it's there and I'm like, ugh. So I put my phone on like airplane mode the night before, so then if I woke up, you know, like the alarm went off, I didn't have to see anything. I stayed off social media all morning. I went out for a walk. I like read a chapter of my book in bed like when I first woke up, so I didn't have to immediately get up and move because that fucks me up. So I was like, okay, I'm awake. Just sit and read the book and stay awake and don't go back to sleep. So I read a chapter of my book there and I went out for a walk around the park and I found this nice little secret sort of spot beside the lake, and I sat down and I read some more of my book there and it was really lovely. Talked to some squirrels, made friends with a lonely goose, and yeah, it was really nice. And I was having such a good day and I'm like walking around like, I can't wait to record videos today and I'm gonna do my update video. I'm gonna tell them all like how great and positive I'm feeling, how well everything's going. And it was great, but then by about 3 o'clock, not even, I think maybe 2, 1, I don't know, pretty early in the afternoon, I crashed so hard. I just couldn't cope. I was so tired and I was like really fighting to stay awake, and I was sitting like, you need to do your work, you need to do all the things you said you're gonna do. But I was just like I couldn't move, I was so tired and I fell asleep and it screwed up the rest of the day, so that went bad. And then the next morning I went to sort of do the same thing again, but I just woke up feeling really sad for no reason. And so that was the flaw in my morning plan, is that if I wake up feeling sad, nothing's happening that day. But yeah, I so wish I got videos done that day because I was so full of like positive energy and stuff, and I'm like, why can't I be like that all of the time? That was great. You know, hopefully I can get back to that shortly because it was a good morning. It's just like crashed so hard. I am still trying to get on track with YouTube. That is like the biggest failure in my life, is my inability to like do what I want to do on YouTube, and it is driving me crazy. I'm just so bloody scatterbrained and useless. And it does, like, I love doing hauls and unboxings. Like I love doing those kinds of videos, they're so much fun, but like it really annoys me that that's kind of all my channel is right now. But like, just the reason for it is because they're so easy to do. I feel like I've said this before, I'm sure I have, but oh well. They're so much easier to do because they have like a very, you know, set up format. It's like, here's a thing, here are the details of the thing, this is what I think of the thing, next thing, and it's easy and it's done. They're easy to edit, they're easy to put up. Other videos like aren't so much, like DIY videos, I don't even know where, I have some stuff for them now. I'm like, okay, I have this stuff, but then I don't know where to begin, I don't know how to set it up. and I'm afraid of screwing it up. So I'm like afraid to start. And like videos talking about like certain subjects and topics and stuff, like they're really hard to do because I will always forget to say things that I've meant to say. I won't clarify myself well, which is bad because there's so many people on the internet just waiting to jump right down my throat if I word something wrong or don't clear something up, or like if I exaggerate, for instance, you know, people will take it 100% literally, which that is one of the biggest pet peeves in my life, is whenever like I exaggerate for effect, or really when anyone exaggerates and people take it like literally and like cause a huge big problem out of it and like make it like they meant it like 100% seriously. It's like obviously not, you know. It's, oh my god, it makes me so mad. It's like you exaggerate, especially if you're angry at something, like of course you exaggerate. It's like if you're walking into the kitchen in the morning, you're in a great mood and you're off to get your breakfast and everything's great, and then you stub your toe on the coffee table and suddenly everything that was fine, like coffee tables were fine, they were this useful thing in your life. Coffee table's great, you can put things on them. Somehow it goes from that, when you're happy, to then when you're angry, it's like, I will burn every coffee table in the kingdom. They will pay for this betrayal, you know, like, you know, exaggeration, but generally how you feel. So yeah, like, don't take anything that I say too literally, because I do exaggerate a lot. And like, oh, what was it? There was something on Twitter that annoyed me. Oh, that's what it was. I got like, shortly after my last video, I got like a little surgery thing done my toes. Surgery makes it sound so much more serious than it was. It really wasn't. They like, I was awake and everything. They just, like they numbed my toes. Ugh. The numbing injections were the worst things ever, especially on one of them, because the doctor, like when he was putting the, I'm sorry if you're afraid of needles, this must be horrible for you, but I'll be really quick. When he was putting the needle in and injecting the nasty, stingy, numbing stuff, he like, they told me what it was he hit a nerve, because you know I was like sitting and I was in pain but I was okay, but then like something happened, I literally went, what the fuck, like I cursed in front of the doctor and the nurse, I don't know, I cursed in front of them, I was like, what the fuck, and because it felt like someone had just got like a little flamethrower and just put it on the end of my toe. There was this weird like very distinct burning feeling on the end of my toe, which he wasn't near, he was up like near the knuckle of the toe, and I was like, ah. And apparently that was, he hit the nerve, and I was like, this is horrible. So yeah, the injections were horrible. But yeah, what they did basically was like, the nail had grown like sort of, like if you looked at my foot, it was normal. But if I so much as like lightly tapped my toe, we talked about tapping toes earlier, it's worse for me, because if I so much as tapped my toe off of something, just lightly brushed it, I would be like on the floor screaming because it hurt so bad. It felt like, so if you imagine this is like a toenail instead of a normal nail, this area, like right here, you know, where like the skin meets the nail, anytime I like anything touched my toe, if I wore like tight shoes or I tapped it, it felt like someone got a knife and just went down into that area of my toe. Like it was horrible. So they like cut like a little piece each side of each nail and took that away, and then like burned the nail bed with some sort of chemical or something. I didn't feel any of it once the numbing was done, so that was fine. They like told me I wasn't allowed to look, but like with things like that I need to look. I can't not look. If I was having open heart surgery and I was awake, I would need to, I need to look. So like they told me I couldn't, they had this little screen up so I couldn't see, and I was just like, but it would, like they say they don't let people look because people faint, but like it's really not that bad, so I don't know. I've forgotten my point entirely. Why was I talking about my toes? Oh, right, okay, so yeah, I had like this little toe surgery anyway, and for the first day, like my toe was like wrapped in huge bandages, and then it had to be for like ages after, and I was told that I couldn't wear any non-flat shoes, which rules out pretty much all of my shoes, and any flat shoes I did have to wear had to be really roomy, so I had like no shoes that I could wear. But I posted like a tweet, something along the lines of like, oh, I can't wear pretty shoes for the next 6 weeks, my life is over, or something like that. And like a gif, if you've seen Howl's Moving Castle, where it's like all like, you know, dramatic, he's like, I see no point in living if I can't be beautiful, and I posted like a gif of that. I mean, that was like, to be fair, this person didn't seem like a native English speaker, so maybe it just went over their head, but that was quite clearly a heavy exaggeration. That was just me like pissing around. That's, you know, that's my humor, you know? And they're like, oh, you know, I like Kaya, but she's very first world problems, and like I had to translate it and stuff, but like it was something really rude and snarky, and I was like, it was a joke, like it was very like, and things like that annoy me so much. I'm like, I'm joking. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I got toe surgery, sort of. It didn't feel like surgery, but yes. So don't take things I say seriously. It was the point of all of that. Now I have to remember why I got onto that tangent. Oh, yeah, doing like topical videos. Yes, so I will, like, I won't clarify myself well, and I will ramble, and it just, I end up not liking them, so I'll record the same video like 3 times and it just won't work out. Like I said, this is technically the 4th time I'm recording this video now, and this is just, you know, an update on my life. So imagine me trying to talk about like actual topics. Like I need to do a video on, like this channel and its place in like the goth scene, my place in the goth scene. Things have basically just gotten out of hand. Like I briefly spoke about elitism in the last update video, and like not even just elitism if we're going to be really nitpicky, but just like, you know, pretentiousness and gother than thou people, and people trying to tell other people how to be goth, which honestly I see as elitism, but fucking whatever. And just all of that, it's like, after I did that video, it wasn't anything to do with me doing that video, but it just so happened that after that video quite a few things kind of blew up around that subject. And like another case of exaggerating, don't take it literally, is like I was so mad and so done. I still am a little bit, but I was like super mad, and I was like, I am fucking done with the goth scene, everyone's a cock, you know. I was so mad, and I'm still like kind of bothered by it in a lot of ways. And I like did a post on Facebook yesterday, and I expected a lot of backlash. I didn't get any directly to me. I'm sure there's all sorts of little people bitching about me somewhere on Facebook thinking I won't say it. Whether I do or not, I don't know. I kind of hope not, because I just won't be left alone. But yeah, I did a whole big post on Facebook that I expected a lot of backlash from, but it seems like most people share my feelings. Just of like how I almost just don't even want to be called goth anymore, just so I can get away from the annoyance. Like, I wish I could like almost stop dressing goth, because like, you know, goth isn't about dressing a certain way, but that's what people see. So, you know, in theory, if I stopped dressing goth and just dressed like Barbie, I could still listen to goth music and have my goth interests and do all the other stuff without getting a bloody pop quiz on all of it, and I could just enjoy it. But the thing is, I don't want to stop dressing goth. And, you know, I would just stop using the word goth altogether, except like it's a good way to network. I mean, like, if people who have never seen this channel before, there's a good chance they'll find it by searching something to do with goth, because, you know, they share the same interests and fashion choices as me, and maybe the same music tastes, except I don't talk about my music tastes on this channel, and there's a ton of reasons for that. And if I do the video on the whole gothy thing, then I will list some of those reasons. But yeah, you know, it's a good way to find people. But I'm so sick of like having to prove my gothness and having people debate my gothness. I'm like, I don't care if you don't think I'm a real goth. Like, I just want to be me and do my thing and be left alone. And yes, I use the word goth because it's a good way to network and find people with similar tastes. That is really the extent of it. I don't care about being in some like fancy fucking like exclusive elite goth club. Like, that's not what it's about. It's just a term to describe a certain set of interests. So that's the condensed version of how I feel about it. Basically, it comes down to, this is not a channel about goth. This is a channel about me. And that sounds narcissistic, but it's the truth. I started this channel to share things that I enjoy, and the things that I want to show people, and the things that make me happy. And I don't share everything that makes me happy. Like, for instance, music. Music makes me happy, I don't necessarily share it. But I share what I want to share on this channel. This is not a channel about goth. This is a channel about the things I like. It always has been. Being goth does not obligate me to make certain types of goth content. It doesn't. I can do whatever I want. You wouldn't go to like a person who specializes in doing like makeup tutorials on YouTube and be like, why aren't you doing guitar reviews? You know, because that's not the content they do. And as it turns out, music just isn't the content that I do. And if I ever want to talk about music, I will. But right now I don't feel the need to. Dressing a certain way, listening to a certain music, having a certain set of interests doesn't obligate me to do shit. I'm done. Thought I wasn't going to rant. Clearly I was. We're moving past it. I don't know, this video is probably really long at this point, so I kind of feel like I should go, but then I don't want to go and I'm like, bollocks, I was meant to mention that thing. I guess the last thing I just sort of want to talk about is like, I don't even really know how to start. Basically, I just want to start getting out and doing more things, even if it means I have to do them on my own, because a lot of times I don't go out and do the things that I want to do because other people are too busy to do them with me, or it's not the kind of thing they'd be into or whatever, and all of that. So I sort of want to start like going out, like, you know, I want to go to like museums more often, and like I found this thing online that's like a walking tour of Belfast, like a tour of like Victorian Belfast and stuff, and like all like stories about like grisly murders and ghosts and haunted things, and I was like, oh, that's sounds so fun. I'm like, you know, that's the sort of thing usually I wouldn't dare go to on my own because, you know, I'm too shy and nervous, but I'm like, you know, it's great. If like, maybe Jacob will want to join me, maybe he won't have time or that won't be his thing, or like someone else. But if no one wants to go with me, I'm gonna go on my own, I think. So yeah, I just want to kind of start doing more things because I have a lot of like pretty clothes, and then I keep wanting lots of more pretty clothes, but I don't really go anywhere to justify all the pretty clothes except, you know, occasional trips into town. That's not enough. I want to get dressed up more often and like, you know, feel pretty and go off and do things. And so that's kind of like, well, because yeah, like I said, I've been organising my closet and looking at all the things. I'm like, I want to wear all of these, but like, where am I going to wear them to? Like, there are not very many club nights in Belfast. Most of them are the kind of club nights I wouldn't be welcome at. And then even the ones that I would be, it's like, I want to like clubbing. I really want to like it and I want to go out and have fun, but I just don't enjoy it. And like sometimes I convince myself that I do. I'm like, yeah, I want to go out to a club. And like I eventually will go out to a club or something, and I spend the whole night like, this was a mistake. Like I forget like how much I hate it, and it's so annoying because like, oh, I wish I could like enjoy that sort of thing, but I don't like dancing. I hate being in situations where I can't hear what people are saying to me, and it just drains me. Like the last place I went out to, I think, was whenever Jake did his first show and stuff, so we went out to that, and that whole night was just clearly too much for me. Like a whole bunch of people came back to our house, and apparently one of my friends looked over from across the room, and I was just sitting on the sofa kind of like this and just staring into space. No one noticed because everyone around me was, you know, talking, having a good time, like, you know, it was a party. But apparently I had just shut down for a while and I was just on the sofa in a ball, like just like basically staring off into space, and they were like, and I just apparently didn't see them, and I'm like, oh god, I'm sorry, I wasn't even aware of that. But yeah, it drains me, and like, oh, it's annoying. I think if more clubs had like a quieter area, I could enjoy it okay. Like I think, but anywhere where I can't hear what people are speaking to me, and anywhere where people see me not dancing and assume I'm not having a good time, and the way to make me have a good time is to force me to dance, not the situations I enjoy. That is like my hell. But yeah, like picnics and museums and like cafes and like things like that, those are the kind of things that I enjoy doing. I just need to find more people who enjoy doing them with me. The camera is about to die again, so I'm going to go. I hope you maybe enjoyed this update. I don't even know what I talked about. My head is gone today. I don't know what's happening. I ranted a lot, I think, but I don't know, it's out there now, so whatever. I love you all very much. I have given up on my sanity for the day. Remember to check me out on Patreon, because I mentioned that earlier in the video, I think, and that's important. And like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll subscribe if you're really sad. Subscribe. I don't know. I love you. Bye.